Brighton City Town Council Planning Committee of the 8th of April 2025. Do we have any apologies for absence?
None received.
Thank you very much. Confirmation of the minutes of the meeting held on the 25th of March. I believe you all had copies. Is there any inaccuracies? And
No.
are we happy to approve those?
Yeah.
Thank you. Moving on to item 3 then, declarations of disclosable pecuniary interests. No. Excellent. Good. So, that's good. Moving on therefore to the actual applications. Item 4, proposal 25/2200427. This is an application which we've seen before and was then not rejected, they recalled it, that's it, and then they've done it again. This is the application for the additional cladding on the and structural support on the side of the school. I mean, I don't think it's actually an improvement from the bit I've seen. So, do you have any?
I've got no problems.
As long as it complies with the latest safety.
Yeah, I think it does. I mean, I think that's why it went back. Actually.
Yeah, no, fine.
Fine, so we can say we support that. Application 25/00444. This is a householder application, and this is the replacement of roof tiles. This is not like for like. I've looked into this. It's I've read the heritage reports. I don't think you can get those tiles anymore that there's on there, and so they've come up with an alternative tile. And there's several pictures in the file of it. I mean, obviously, because they're engineered tiles, they look more symmetrical than the ones that were there. But it has gone through the heritage people, and they seem to approve of it. So purely, generally the same colour, but the ones that came off were filthy. So these are great. Any comments?
I've got no problems if the heritage people have agreed.
Yeah, it's been ticked off by the heritage people as far as.
Okay.
Okay, we support.
Yeah.
Thank you. So application 25/00486, and I think we should actually just hold for a moment because that is also tied up to a further application which we are for information only, which is 25/00474, which is an application to change the whatever they call it, I can't remember, change the class of the upstairs of this property from, which I think was commercial, and is now going to be dwelling. And I stopped at that point because it's in the high street, and I know we're quite keen to protect the high streets commercial. But it is, when I looked into it, it is above the Undertakers on the 16th. This is the Co-op Undertakers, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which, to a certain extent, just proves that we haven't got enough housing in with this type of for somebody to want to live above an Undertakers.
Yeah.
Having done that myself.
The Undertakers are actually coming out.
Are they? Oh.
They're closing that office.
But that's interesting. But they've. This is specifically for the. This is specifically for the upstairs, isn't it?
Well, is it? It doesn't say
Well,
that. It says 16 High Street.
Entrance door.
No, that's for the application. If you look at the bottom one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because we've got a advice only, haven't we, on information only.
It's going for a change of use from Class E, which is commercial, business and service, to Class C, which is a dwelling house.
Yeah.
So I see it as the whole thing.
Yeah.
So I think I'd be against that.
I'm against. Well.
I'm against losing our shop fronts
Yeah,
because at the moment we've got people looking for shops.
Yeah, well, I think that's a good point to say that.
The application itself. Let me just look at the application itself, because the application is all to do with the windows and external entrance door for the upstairs.
Yeah.
That's why I say it's for upstairs. But you're right. I mean, the application, the
What, the door is for the upstairs?
Yeah, the change of use. There's the whole one. Block elevation, that's one. See, there's all the downstairs stuff is just the door at the side, or in fact at the back.
Yeah.
You can't see that from the road. There's
I
a
wonder
door
if
there.
they're going to go for 2 flats rather than a dwelling.
What? And then
Still
later on
lose the
go to
shop.
the ground floor.
You still lose the shop.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, no.
because
No, I'd be against that.
can we not put in there that, in principle, we agree with the replacement windows and doors,
Yeah.
but we would not support
Change of class. use.
any recommendation of losing a shop or, you know,
Yeah.
change of class, as you say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Can we
don't.
put that
I
on?
don't- Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think I mean, what we're saying is we don't object to application 00486, which is the windows.
Yeah.
And double.
However, we note that the application 25-00474 is a change of use, and we are concerned that that would be true for the ground floor. I don't think that's not wrong. but it could
See,
work.
that the top part isn't let out, is it? It's all part of the undertakers at the moment.
I thought that's what this was about, splitting it off, to give it an outside door of its
Yeah,
own.
possibly, but I thought they've got back
I
entrance
wonder why
door.
they've put it in as 2 separate.
Well, it looks to me like, excuse the pun, the backdoor way of getting the class changed, and then
Yeah.
later the
Yeah.
next thing would be easy to just turn into a house.
See, I think initially this is this gives them access to the top floor, that door, and then they've done all the windows in the top floor. As far as I can see, the only window they're doing on the ground floor is those side windows, isn't it? That one there.
So the
And the front
front bit is prior application.
The front windows, but
Yeah,
on the top floor.
upstairs.
Yeah, upstairs.
Prior application. So does this mean it's been put in before or
As it, well, Jane will probably remember.
prior,
I don't
prior,
think.
approval application? But it's only been put in as for information only.
I don't remember an application coming for change
Just
of
work
use.
under the order of 2015, so it could be anywhere between now and
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah.
2015.
Yeah. See, if you look on the top one, it's like they've got the shutters, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Well, can we
It's
say
got
that?
concrete.
We're going to say that then. So
Yeah.
we support the application of changing the windows, etc. But but we put a note that we would be very concerned
To lose it.
to if the change of use was extended to the ground floor,
Yeah.
yes.
where we think it's important that it remains as a retail outlet.
And we have a waiting list of
Yeah,
potential.
we don't have any empty shops, and we've got people waiting.
Wanting shops.
Yeah.
Well, okay, an extended as there is a requirement for more retail in the town.
Yeah. Which should be supported. I think it's even go say that.
Yeah.
I want to know pre-approval application. Is there any way you could talk to somebody and find out if you can find out which approved, so we can go back and look at the pre-approval?
It does say for the COU NOT on the application number, that is an application to establish if prior approval is required to change the use of a building or premises, e.g. agricultural to residential or commercial to residential.
That's, you know, into the planning.
Application to establish if prior approval is required.
Well, that seems to me that.
Well,
But they're not actually asking us that, are they? They're just telling.
they just tell you
It's
that.
just the.
Well, I think what we're saying is correct.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But what we've said is right, and
Yeah.
if we can make sure that gets over quite forcibly.
Yes.
The letter from Tendring says this is not a formal application for planning permission, but the applicant is obliged by relevant planning legislation to notify the local planning authority of the proposed works detailed as above. It's only notification, no comments are invited from the town and parish council.
Well, we didn't get
Why tell us then?
Yeah.
That's what I mean. It seems ridiculous.
So we've put that extra bit in at the top, okay? So that's 5. so we've been through item 4, so we are.
You've got one more.
One
haven't you?
more.
Yes, no, I agree, yes, sorry. Jumping down. So we are approving that application but limited to the upper floor. And then application 25000507. This is trees hanging over, and I know what they've done. This is so that the enforcement people can go in it, because it obviously sounds like they're not doing it. Is that old rectory?
Richard Avenue.
Richard Avenue?
It's as you start to go up Richard Avenue, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's Springfields, isn't it, in the background?
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a problem with that. Do you?
Not if the TPO
I mean,
says what that
Yeah, it says that. It's a preservation order, it's under the TPO
Yeah,
application.
as long as he's happy with it.
They're parting it, aren't they, basically? Aren't they?
I don't know.
Partial reduction,
Yeah.
removal
Yeah.
of
Oh.
overlap.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
the
that's-
removal, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty good. Definitely.
Well, it says it's works related to the TPO, so
Oh, it may be that he wants to cut it down, but because it's on a preservation, he needs to go through. I don't know. But we'll support that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've done the note on item 5, which is the 16 High Street again. And finally, I think that is it. We have no notes on any appeal decisions, I'm asking to get a copy of the this latest enforcement list for Brightlingsea to see if anything's moved on in there.
31st of March, I have my last one.
Oh,
Have you
right.
got that one?
No, I haven't.
Right, I'm trying to forward it to myself so I can forward it to you, and because it won't go.
Right. Can you can't see it, just if...
I can see it, I think. So it doesn't want to open it at the moment.
All right, okay, well, can we see if we can get that for the next meeting?
Yeah.
Because I think it's worth discussing it, because my last view, they don't come out that regularly, but from my last view, not many had actually moved on.
No. No, you're right.
Okay.
Can I just make a comment that I submitted the local plan comments to Tendring District Council and had a response back that said that they understand the Town Council would like a follow-up meeting with Paul Woods or Gary Guyver. If this is the case, please let me know if a Teams meeting would suit or if a face-to-face meeting is required. Anybody know anything about this?
Well, it would be
I would
always
say
good
yes,
if-
please.
That's exactly.
Can we,
Can we get Gary? Is it good?
after the closure date, it might be worth when
It's 14th close date.
Yeah.
when they've managed to collate the answers.
Is it, or is it, well, yes, as long as they've not collated the answers and come to a conclusion.
So wrong
We want to be before the conclusion. Yeah,
I would get
definitely.
I would,
Get
I
back.
would say face to face would be quite nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paul
To a
or
planning meeting?
yeah, Paul or Gary.
No, I think it would be better. I suspect
Everyone can go.
everyone would want to come.
I think you're going to have to ask them for their time
Yeah.
schedules.
Yeah. If you could ask me that, and if it was at the end of the day,
It would end up probably be Paul now because Gary's just been promoted.
what's he now then?
He's Assistant Director of Planning and something else. I can't remember. That was one of the interviews I was doing last week.
Is that a short-term policy? Short-term.
No, they'll go in for 3 years.
Oh, really?
What about
He's most likely to get slotted
is
up with new people.
Papen G still around?
No, he's very quiet.
Because he was the one I dealt with before.
obviously.
I do know I've lost an officer, but I don't know which one it is yet.
Anyway, yes, we'll do that, and
Not
we'll
Gary or
yeah.
Paul, I must say.
I'll ask them for some dates.
yeah, and we'll because I think everybody would like to go, don't they?
I think it's worth them coming in to report on, because we were one of the busiest. Manningtree, I think, was the other one that was really busy.
Mm.
And
Yeah, get them to come in.
the South African planning officer, can't think of his name.
He was here, wasn't he?
He was here.
Yeah, I talked to him, yeah.
Was he South Africa? I think
So
he
he
is.
sounded a bit like that.
Because I stood talking to him and he said, how can you get through to your residents? Be very careful what they're wishing for. And because I said, well, what do you mean by that? He said, too many of them have told us, put in a new road. He said, you put in a new road in Brightlingsea, we will have no control on planning whatsoever.
Well, you'll just get housing either side of it all the way
Yeah,
up, won't
and
you?
he said, and you'll lose everything.
Yeah.
He said, please tell your residents the biggest argument to support them
Yeah.
is this one road in and out.
Yeah. Well, that's basically the preference I was trying to establish an area really.
Yeah, he said, but they were surprised how many people said
Really?
put in a new road.
Yeah, but it's probably the people that want it have put in, and the people that are quite happy with it haven't.
Yeah,
Well, anybody
Can't see it.
negotiating the road each day, that's what they want, because they just felt.
Yeah,
that
that's
actually
right, yeah.
If you think about the timing, was perfect because the week before that meeting, wasn't it, when it got blocked up?
Well, yeah.
Well, it gets blocked up pretty well most days.
Yeah.
If you go at the wrong time, no.
I'll tell
Well, that's
you
why I'm
what,
saying invite them down at the rush hour
Yeah.
so they can see the blockage. For
Oh, I
themselves.
think, I have to admit, have we still been?
Mm.
I think we've got a lot of support from our planning officers.
Yeah.
Here.
Overall, what we said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they quite understand, and I know they don't like the idea of either church being
Oh,
developed.
brilliant. Well, that's good.
And I think to the fact we've got them on board with that already.
Yeah. It's just the problem with the road. They build a road, but that's just one part of the infrastructure.
Yeah.
And the truth is, there's not enough medical care. There's not enough. Loads of different
cope with
things
it,
that need to
yeah.
come. If you build another road in, you'll get the numbers, but you won't get the increase in the
Yeah.
But
others.
they'll have to then build houses to support the road.
Yeah.
I think we lose the fire station as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely lose
Yes, that's the only reason we've been in the fire station.
because
The,
it's built the building blocks.
I'm going to bring this meeting to a close now because it's turned into a bit of a chat. So can we, if there's no other things, I'll close the meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you.